Wait. Oh, wait. All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the man himself, the IVF featherweight champion, Angelo Leo. Angelo, what's good, champ? How you feeling?
Chilling. Just enjoying life. Staying in shape, staying ready. Waiting for my next fight date.
No, for sure, man. I hit you up to do this like spontaneous interview because I'm here in Cleveland at the I went to the fights last night with Abdullah Mason, but I wanted to get your take on the whole Bruce Carrington fight because that's a potential opponent for you, and I do think you guys are probably are going to fight in the near future. So, what did you think about his fight against Rene Palacios?
Well, first off, congratulations to Shu for getting the W. First world title defense. They say like Tim Bradley said last night, you're not a real champion till you defend your title. So shout out to him. He did his thing, but it was he didn't look like he usually does. So in his like in his last fight against Castro, he looked a little bit more sharper in that fight than he did. I don't know if it was the styles or what went on during training camp, but he did look a little better. I would say for the Castro.
You're saying like in terms of like his boxing and just maybe staying on the outside a bit more. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, I know you can't give too much away, but like as a guy that might fight him, what exactly did you see in watching him? Like not just the early rounds where he was shot, but even like the middle and the later rounds.
He's a strong fighter. He's a strong fighter. He trains hard. You could tell he trains extremely hard. Um, but there is some flaws. Like all fighters have some flaws, and so I think I think I can exploit them.
No, for sure, for sure. I know you're in a really interesting situation because you're a world champion, but you haven't fought in roughly what 13, 14 months now.
Yes, my
Um, Before I even get to my question on that I wanted to ask Angelo, why could you give the fans a rundown? Why have you been out the ring so long? I mean, because I would like them to hear from you rather than me. Why have you been out the ring so long?
yeah. So like, there's a lot of like you know when you make a fight, there's a lot of things that go into play. As far as like logistics wise, like, as far as venue, um, as far as opponent, things of that nature. So that could take a little long, and that's what postponed my supposed to be last fight with Aleem. Because originally I was supposed to fight Laurel Donmini back like in January, February, and they kept postponing that. And it got to the point where I had to uh, fight my mandatory because the the date was already coming up to fight him.
Correct.
So we had to scratch that Laurel fight, and they had to put in a purse bid for the Rais Salim fight. And when they did that, that's when they gave me a date, which was in May.
Yeah.
So that took a while. That knocked off about 5 6 months of uh of uh fighting. So it's just things like that. A lot of things behind the scenes that a lot of the fans don't realize that there's a lot of negotiation
Correct.
amongst the fighters, the promoters, the managers, and stuff like that.
Correct. Well, I'm glad you gave them the rundown because the thing that the things people say to me sometimes is like Angelo doesn't fight. He's not fighting, and
Yeah,
I'll be like, oh well, it's not that he's not fighting. It's just there's other factors here. But um,
yeah. No,
I
if it
think
was up to me, I'd be fighting 3 4 times a year if I could.
you fought
That's the
four
type of fight.
times in 9 months, but when you were getting ready to fight Bernardo,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
exactly that. I'll tell you, like I'm no stranger to fighting 4 times a year. I like to fight. This is what I was born to do. This is what I was bred to do. So, but it's just the nature of the game. I've been through it before, and it doesn't really affect me anymore.
correct, correct. I asked Bruce about fighting you last night, and he kind of said the same thing. He kind of said like, hey, I want these fights. I'll fight Angelo. But
Yeah,
the business has to be right, and
yeah,
and when fans hear like the business has to be right, they get frustrated because the narrative, Angelo, is that all you guys, all you guys being the champions, the featherweight champions, that all you guys are just sitting around waiting for Inoue. Um, what do you feel about all that?
it's not like that. I feel like all the fighters. right now, all the champions, they want to fight each other. You know, I mean, I think we're all itching to be undisputed, to let everyone know who's the top dog in the division. And I don't think we're waiting on Inoue. I just think that uh, a lot of just business, just business.
Okay, okay. Um, I do believe that the unification fight that will happen first in this division. I think it is going to be you versus Bruce Carrington. Just looking at the landscape and kind of the whole chessboard of things. Um, when that fight does happen, what kind of fight do you think that'll be, like stylistically and from an entertainment standpoint?
It'll be a fun fight. It'll be a fun fight. It'd be one for it'd be one for the books. You know, it's
Yeah,
gonna be like something from the '80s.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Because
it's gonna be like some Four Kings type of fight.
really, Four Kings, like that Leonard, Duran, Hagler, Hearns, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like the fact that you guys are, it's taken a while to make these unification fights? Do you feel like it's making all you guys a bit more hungrier to like really put on those kind of fights?
Say that again.
I'm saying with the unification fights maybe being a bit like delayed or not happening as fast as people would want. Do you feel like it's making you guys want to put those type of fights on, like the Four Kings type fights?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think regardless, regardless, uh, none of that's gonna take the fight out of me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it up my I'm gonna give it my all, regardless of when the time comes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the works, Angelo? Is there anything that you're allowed to share with people about your next potential fight? Because I know that's one of the big questions.
Yeah. So we're currently working on our next day right now. Nothing set in stone or anything like that, but it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be here in the next coming months. So just stay tuned. Like to let the fans know, I do want these fights. I do want these fights with all the other champions. And even if it's my mandatory, I'm cool with my mandatory. If it's last week, Omar Trinidad called me out as well, and I wouldn't be opposed to an Omar Trinidad fight either. All they all could get it. Like I said, I'm here for all the smoke.
What did you call them one time? You called them little gnats.
Yeah,
No, no. Omar Trinidad though. I'm glad you brought him up. You were there. I know you were there at the fights. What
yeah,
what was your what was your reaction when he called you out? Because normally your name just gets included amongst a bunch of names. He singled you out. He said, "Angelo Leo, I want it next." How did you feel about that?
just I think that makes for a great matchup too. It's another great fight. It's a good fight. He's already been becoming an established fighter in the Zuffa world, and I wouldn't be opposed to that fight either.
Two Mexican Americans, Albuquerque versus
Yeah.
LA.
Yep. Yeah. So it makes for a good story, good backstory. So yeah,
Okay, okay. Um, did you watch the so did you watch the Abdullah Mason fight last night? I'm pretty sure you did.
no, actually, I didn't. I seen the shoo fight, and then after that, it was Fourth of July, so we went and go watch the
Do
fireworks real quick.
do, do the
After that, so
fireworks.
yeah, but I didn't get to watch the full Mason fight.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, then I won't ask you about that. I'll kind of bring it back to Shushu. When you saw Shushu hurt Palacios, like what was your whole thoughts about that? Because he hurt him a couple times in the fight.
When
Or
Shushu hurt Palacio,
my bad, my bad. When Palacios hurt Shushu, because he threw like a right hook and then Shushu got dropped, but they didn't call it,
yeah,
and then he landed some body shots later on. He kind of had him doubled over a little bit.
yeah. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. It can happen to anyone. In this particular fight, Shushu got the end of it, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, and it was his first offense too. I mean, you've had some pretty tough first offenses in your career with Stephen
Yeah.
Fulton and Kameda respectively. What is it about the first title defense that makes things so difficult for a fighter? What do you feel?
I just think it's new territory for most fighters. You know, becoming a champion. You know, you're coming off that high of being a champion. So that first title defense is very important.
No, for sure, for sure. Um, is Bruce? I know you've said many times that Rafael Espinoza is the fight you want the most. He's looked at as like the danger man of the division. Is that still the case, or is it now Bruce Carrington, or like, or do you just not care? Like you just want whoever?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You know, um, I'll take I'll take Figueroa. You know, no one's talking about Figueroa against me, and I'll take that fight. You know, so
I th-
that'll tell you what kind of fighter I am. You know, I don't duck no smoke. If whoever comes first, if it's Espinosa, Shushu, Figueroa, any of them.
okay, okay. I like that you mentioned Brandon because I feel like he's kind of becoming like, even though he just won the title, he's not really getting talked about a lot. That'd be a fun fight, you and Brandon.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be a good fight too. All
yeah,
of them are good fights. You know, I think the featherweight division is probably one of the hottest divisions right now.
it is. And I want to ask, man, like with these layoffs in your career, do you deal with like any like, I guess like anger, like just not fighting that long? Because one thing I know about fighters is that if they don't have anything coming up, they can go off the rails. So like, do you deal with any of that? And if so, how do you deal with it? How do you overcome frustration, anger, and keeping your career on track?
No, it's just to be honest, I don't feel really any anger right now. Uh, just the fact that I'm a world champion. You know, I'm a world champion. I'm not gonna be a world champion for you know for the rest of my life, but I'm the current world champion right now. So that's something to be really proud of, to really enjoy. So I'm just enjoying these months as a world champion, enjoying these years as a world champion. So, 20 years from now, I won't be world champion. So right now, I'm just enjoying it to the fullest I can.
I think that's a healthy approach because a lot of times people can become ungrateful, that they look at what they don't have and don't appreciate what they do have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Of course, as a champion, I do want to show my skills and showcase my skills, but I think everything's in God's timing. God has a plan for me, so we'll see what He has in store for me. If He didn't want me to fight, the rest of the year, then it's His plan. Who am I to
thousand
who am I
percent,
to who am I to try to change that?
1,000%. Um, you're Mexican American, as many people know, and the Mexican
Yeah,
Americans is doing great in boxing right now with like Dea Benavidez, Bam. I know you were at the Bam fight too recently.
yeah.
Um, those two guys specifically, Benavidez and Bam, those are like the big name Mexican American fighters. But like, do you feel like maybe you're one of those Mexican monsters that you're on the same caliber as those guys, not just as one of the best featherweights in the world or the best featherweight in the world, but one of the best fighters in the world, point blank. Period. Do you feel like you're on that kind of a level?
Yeah, I think so. I think I just need my platform to shine. That's it.
Yeah,
I put up against a good fight against Venalo, and people saw that, and I think people want to see more of that, and I'm here for it. I'm here to put up good fights and show the world who I am.
yeah. Who are you?
Hmm?
You say you want to show the whole world who you are. Who,
I'm one of
who
the
are
best
you?
fighters in the world.
All right, all right, 1,000%. Well, Angela, I don't want to hold you up too much longer because I know you got a full day and you want to enjoy your Sunday. But just any final message to like, I guess the Bruce Carrington and the featherweight division and the boxing fans. Any parting
Yeah,
shots, any parting words?
yeah. No, just stay tuned. All the fans that want to see these fights. I know you guys are clamoring to see these fights, so they're gonna be made. They're gonna be made. You guys gotta just stay patient, and it's gonna be a good year for the featherweight division here pretty soon.
Hopefully, an exceptional year for the featherweight division because we haven't had a featherweight world champion unified since your boy Marquez 23 years ago. So that's got to
Yeah,
change. Time's ticking.
yeah.
Yeah. But Angelo, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, BT. Appreciate you.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, you have a good one.
You too, bro.